The Central Committee of CPIML REDSTAR has decided to publish these two very important and very historically and the present context where we are facing the biggest threat from RSS fascism. It is in this context that the CPIML REDSTAR has decided to publish the book on Dr. AMBEDKAR. As decided by the Central Committee, the publication center of REDSTAR, that is REDSTAR Publications, has produced the first book, as Comrade Mansaya said, written by Comrade Mansaya, Comrade Shankar, and Comrade Vijay Kumar, three PB comrades, Politburo members of our party. So, the Palestine book, written by Comrade Kabir and Comrade Shankar, Politburo members of the party, is also published in the specific context in which you know that the Palestinian people are now facing the biggest genocide, extermination by the US-led Zionist forces. And international community is now becoming a mere spectator, unable to take a position, and the Palestinian people being the most persecuted minority, the oppressed people today, what should be the approach of the communist revolutionaries? So that is the relevance of the second book, that is on Palestine question, published by the party. I will not go into, because many speakers are here, I will not go into a detailed speech, but a few words on each of these books, especially in the present context. I will make a few comments and I will conclude my speech. Is no, because Dr. AMBEDKAR, Dr. Babasaheb AMBEDKAR, was the biggest ideological enemy of RSS, the biggest fascist force, the longest running fascist force in the world, which now controls the regime, the Indian regime, through its political tool BJP. AMBEDKAR was the biggest enemy, ideological enemy of RSS from the very beginning of his political career.
So, ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರು ಈ ದೇಶದ ಅತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಶಾಲವಾದ ಭಯೋತ್ಪಾದಕ ಫ್ಯಾಸಿಸ್ಟ್ ಸಂಘಟನೆ ಆದಂತ RSS ನ ವಿರೋಧಿಗಳಂತ. RSS ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಾಬಾ ಸಾಹೇಬ್ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅತಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿರೋಧಿಗಳು. ಈ ವಿರೋಧ ಎಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೈಚಾರಿಕ ವಿರೋಧ. ಸೊ RSS ನ ಪ್ರಪ್ರಥಮ ವೈಚಾರಿಕ ವೈರಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ B.R. ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಮಾತನ್ನು ನಾವು ನೆನಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ.
We all know that AMBEDKAR started from the very beginning of his political his career. He was the first man, first Indian politician to identify the biggest, the essence of RSS fascism from the very beginning, and that is why the ideological guideline of RSS, Manusmriti, it was AMBEDKAR who made the Manusmriti in 1927, December 25. That was the starting point. Arundhati led by Dr. AMBEDKar. When the Indian Constitution was finalized and when the Constituent Assembly adopted it, it was RSS which proposed that Manusmriti, which Dr. AMBEDKar made in 1927, December 25, should be the Indian Constitution. RSS demanded, two times they demanded that Manusmriti should be the Indian Constitution through its organizer, published in November and January. That is November 1949 and January 1950, RSS again demanded. So, based on the adoption of the Constitution, Hindu Mahasabha and RSS banned the effigy of Dr. AMBEDKar at the Amrita ground in New Delhi, along with that of Jawaharlal Nehru. We have to uphold Dr. AMBEDKAR's position on RSS fascism and its ideological basis Manusmriti. We must note that the Indian judiciary even today many judges of India in the higher courts are quoting Manusmriti in their judgments against oppressed and the working class of India. Even though RSS this book we are putting forward, CPIML REDSTAR is putting forward our position on Dr. AMBEDKar. That the communists in India, the Indian communist movement failed to understand who AMBEDKar was. That is the main problem that the communist movement faced in India, and because of that, the Indian communist movement failed to organize the working class and the oppressed, and they failed to lead the Indian independence movement, and they failed to bring forward the Indian revolution because of their utter failure to understand Dr. Ambedkar's understanding. So, I once again tell you that the communist movement in India in the beginning was not like that. The Indian communist movement, the CPI in the beginning, was having a friendly, comradely relation with Dr. Ambedkar, and both were fighting against the Indian caste system, against the Indian ruling classes, and against imperialism on the side of the working class and the oppressed. That was the beginning. But when the communist movement took a mechanical approach, a mechanical approach, what happened? Ambedkar and communists separated, and that led to the biggest failure on the part of the Indian communist movement. And our group, written by Corporate is going to evaluate a thorough concrete evaluation of this and going to rectify the mistakes, and that is the task of the party by publishing this book. Our Communist Party India was ventured for such a task. It is CPIML REDSTAR that we are taking forward the task of taking a boldly position, a Marxist position on understanding Dr. Ambedkar, and we stand for a united position with the working class and the oppressed people of India, the untouchables. Only then Indian revolution can be guided forward. That is the task of the first book. The second book, Palestine question. That is also we are publishing from a democratic perspective. We must know that today, when the Palestinian people, we must know what was the position of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was the, we have many, communists have many differences with Mahatma Gandhi. But Mahatma Gandhi was the political leader, the sole political leader who opposed the formation of a Jewish state in 1948. Gandhi said that it is not possible to give a Jewish state to the Jewish society. It will be harmful, and Gandhi opposed from the very beginning. That is Gandhi's advantage, Gandhi's far-sightedness. We uphold that. What has happened today? Now the Palestinian people is now being exterminated by US imperialism, not only by US imperialism, backed by European imperialists and all reactionaries, including Indian RSS, including Indian suffragists. They are also supporting the Zionists, persecuting the Palestinians based on their Islamophobic position, the anti-Muslim position. Also, we self-critically admit that at that time the international communist movement failed to take a bold position when the UK, US, the British US imperialists decided to put forward to establish, to superimpose a Zionist state on the Palestinian people. The international communist movement also failed to take a bold position. That is the contest that CPIML REDSTAR is publishing this book on Palestine, written by Comrade Tamir and Shanga. Paris, today also the nuances, the symptoms of these are visible even among the left forces, even Eurocentric, European-based many left parties, so-called left parties, are also now saying that they are equating the Palestinian resistance forces and the Zionists. We are opposed to that. We are stolidly standing in solidarity with the Palestinian people, and we say that the Zionists should be outed from Palestine, a Palestinian state where all religious people, Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Arabs, all people, Jewish, all can have a democratic right, and we stand for a secular Palestine. That is our position, and it was based on that CPIML REDSTAR is publishing this book on Palestine also always. Even to these words, detailed discussion we can have in future. We can discuss on all these questions. So with these few words, with your permission, I inaugurate this release program. This book release program of CPIML REDSTAR publications hosted by the Karnataka State Committee of the party. So I, with your permission, formally inaugurate the function here.